Welcome to BAS 121. We're on Chapter 9, beginning of regression analysis. So here we have some data from the file on home market values. And if we go up here to square feet and market, because we think square footage would be a pretty good predictor for the market value of the home. So we can go up here and we can say insert a scatter plot. And there we have a scatter plot of all the data. Now we got a couple options here of this scatter plot. Got a couple things going on. So we have a little more. So we have a little more analysis. Let's go up here and go to our data labels or data. Let's go to our axes. Let's go to our horizontal axes. So that we see these. You see right now it's automatically a minimum. Let's put a minimum square footage because we don't have a square footage of a house under 1,400 square feet. And our maximum at 25, that's okay. So, and let's have it in increments rather than 500. Let's have it in increments of 200. So this is how we're able to see the data a little bit better and clearer. Oh, okay. So that clears it up a little bit. Now, the only thing that's a little tough right now to be sure of is I don't know whether the best fit line is going to be something like that. Let me make this a little thicker for you. Or if that line looks more like this. Let's put that in a little different. So I'm not sure which, they both look sort of okay. Now, within this data range, it really doesn't matter which line I have because I'm not too far off either way. But notice if I start to get out to houses of 3,000 square feet or 4,000 square feet, it's going to make a huge difference whether my model is this red line or the model is my blue line. Well, luckily Excel gives us a couple tools to figure that out. So let's take these two lines off. First of all, you can guess which one you think it is just by eyeballing to have a little fun. We're about to find out because luckily Excel calculates all this for us. So I can go here, right click, and I can say add what's called a trend line, which will give me the best fit line there is. Now I can choose, do I want the best fit exponential line, the best fit linear? Well, right now that looks like we've got a linear equation, so I'd like to use a linear. And I'm going to say display the equation and display the r squared. The r squared will tell me whether my line is a really good fit or a not so good fit. Because the good thing about Excel is if I ask it to give me a line or a model, it will give me one. Whether it's a good fit or not is another question. But the nice thing about computers, if you ask them to do something, they'll do it. And then you have to have the second question, well, is it a good fit? So we'll close this out and notice that it gives me an equation and it looks more like the trending up one. I forgot whether that was our red or blue line, but anyways. And notice here we've got an equation that says our y, which is our output if you remember algebra, our market value, what we're trying to predict, our market value is equal to about 35 times our x value, our square feet of our house, plus 32,673. So that's our y-intercept. Now, the r squared, remember, closer to 1 is a very good fit. This is not a great fit, 0.5, but it's not great, but not horrible either. So there's an equation, a linear trend line, a linear model. However, we might want to know a whole lot more, and Excel gives us those tools too. So another tool that might be more, gives us a lot more, because this we may want to dig in a little deeper. To go to data analysis. Remember, we used this when we were doing descriptive statistics. Now we're going to hit on the regression. And of course, it's going to say, what is the Y value or my output? Well, my output, what I'm trying to predict is my market value. And then what's my input? Well, my input is the number of square feet. So I'll highlight that. Let me make sure I got. Okay. And output range, and I clicked labels because I want the labels to be there. My output range, let's have it an output range way down here. That should give us plenty of room. And give me all of this stuff and we'll figure it out what it all means. All right, so it's given me all of this stuff. Now, the first thing I want to look at probably is these coefficients right here. Notice these coefficients, the square footage, 35.03. Notice that number's right here. Coefficient of my my slope is 35 and my y-intercept's 32,000. Notice right there, 32,000. So that's the first thing I'm going to want to look at. Now, there's a whole lot more. This is obviously giving us, notice there's the r squared of 53. The adjusted r squared we'll talk about when we start doing multiple regressions. And then you're familiar with the ANOVA analysis. And in the next video, we're going to go through in a little more depth how to read all this data. But the first two things you want to look at, if you didn't do the trend line already, is your coefficients and your r squared. We'll move on to the next one in the next video. Thanks.